organizations that focus on social justice issues ranging from reproductive health to student debt. I've learned about the importance of becoming involved in our democratic process from my participation in LIPS, a program that focuses on developing leadership skills and democratic participation among young Latina youth. Since then, I've been given the tools I need to take a stand for what I believe in, to ensure that I return to fight with my community, not just for equal rights, but for equity, for our families and for those of our neighbors. I joined this effort in July because it is not enough to watch someone stand up and fight for your beliefs. You need to get off the sidelines and fight right along with them. Are we ready? Are we ready? So let's get up.
Michelle, I know you want to hear from me for a minute or two, but then we're going to hear from the First Lady. We're going to give her a huge welcome in a few minutes to the best state in the nation, right? So I know you all are here because you want to keep moving Colorado forward. And we're going to do that by knocking on every single door, by making sure every single Coloradan who's received a ballot gets that ballot into the mail, right? Now, I just have to say, when I talk about moving our state forward, I want to tell you what I think that means. That means raising the minimum wage. That means respecting women's reproductive freedoms. That means equal pay for equal work. Means comprehensive immigration reform, which includes a pathway for our dreamers. It means protecting Social Security and Medicare for our seniors. It means marriage equality. And it means college affordability. You all have been incredible. I should say you've done already 7,000 shifts. We've got 8,000 shifts scheduled between now and Election Day. 8,000 shifts. But there's more to do. So I'm asking you all to get to the people who are waving the clipboards here, sign up for a shift, get your friends and family to pitch in. All of these small actions are going to add up to a successful Election Day. Do we have any doubt? I got your back, you got my back. Thank you. So your mailbox is your ballot box. Get your ballot, fill it out, and mail it in with 2 stamps. 2 stamps. We got 12 days left. And I want 6 more years. All right, on Election Day itself, November 4th, you can walk in and register. You all know that, right? You're going to spread the word. So we're going to win this race. We're going to win it up and down the ticket because of you, because of this special state, Colorado. And I want you now to give a huge welcome to the fittest First Lady in the history of the United States, Michelle Obama.
Today. Can you all hear me? All right, I can't tell. You can hear me? I'm very excited to be here today to support your outstanding Senator Mark Udall. Now, as I'm sure you all know by now, Mark is the real deal. In fact, I think it says a lot about Mark that years ago he served as executive director of Colorado Outward Bound. And he spent his life scaling some of the highest, hardest mountains here in this state and around the world. And that tells you that he knows what it means to run a business, which is why he's fought so hard to support clean energy, aerospace, and high-tech businesses here in this state so they can create good jobs here. Mark's background also tells you that he's practical and he's tenacious, which is why he's never gotten caught up in the bickering and partisanship back in Washington. Instead, time and again, Mark has reached out across the aisles to get things done for this state, and Mark is focused on real solutions. That's why I'm here. Whether it's getting the best services for our veterans, or working to balance our budget, or ensuring that folks here in Colorado have the relief they need after those devastating floods and the wildfires. And as a fifth-generation Coloradan, Mark understands what makes this state special. He understands the values of independence and fairness, all the things that folks here believe in. And that's why Mark has fought so hard to make sure women get equal pay for their work. It's why he will always stand up for women's right to make our own decisions about our bodies. So make no mistake about it, if you all want a senator who truly shares your values and will keep on standing up for you and your family every day out there in Washington, then you need to do everything in your power to re-elect Mark Udall as your senator. We've got to get this done. Now, while he couldn't be here with us today, I also wanted to say a few words about your outstanding governor, John Hickenlooper. Because there are a lot of good facts around your governor. During his time in office, Colorado's unemployment rate dropped from 9.1% to 4.7%. And Colorado went from 40th in the nation for job creation to 4th, with more than 200,000 new jobs here in this state. John has balanced your budgets. He's invested in education. He's helped veterans and military spouses, something near and dear to me, help them get good jobs. And he's done so much more. So I think John's record speaks for itself. So when you vote to re-elect Mark as your senator, be sure to also re-elect John Hickenlooper as your governor. I also want to recognize a few of your outstanding Colorado leaders. I know that Senator Michael Bennett was here earlier, and we're going to do some more rallying it up after I leave here. And Representative Diana DeGette is here as well. She brought me a really cool candle. I'm going to take that home. So we're so grateful for their leadership and for their service as well. But really, I'm here because I want to thank all of you. Really. So many of you have been with us from the very beginning. Yeah. Back when we were talking about hope and change and getting fired up and ready to go. And then so many of you were with us when Barack first took office. And he got a good look at the mess he'd been handed and wondered what on earth he'd gotten himself into. I want to take us back a little bit to remember how bad things were back then. See, because sometimes when things get better, we forget how bad they were. But we were in full-blown crisis mode. And I know there are people here too young to even know. Our economy was literally on the brink of collapse. Wall Street banks were folding. Businesses were losing 800,000 jobs a month. 800,000 jobs a month. People were panicking about whether we were headed for another Great Depression. And that wasn't just talk. That was a real possibility. I could go on. Things were bad. And this is what Barack walked into on day one as President of the United States. Now, think about the way things look today. Less than 6 years later, under your president. By almost every economic measure, we are better off today than when Barack first took office. And while, yes, I'm his wife, I love him, I am proud of my husband, he's doing a phenomenal job. With you, because sometimes we don't deal in facts. Our businesses have created more than 10 million new jobs since 2010. This would constitute the longest uninterrupted run of private sector job growth in our nation's history. Do you hear me? In our nation's history. The unemployment rate has dropped from a peak of 10% back in 2009 to 5.9% today. Your president has cut taxes for tens of millions of working families across this country. And last year, the number of children living in poverty decreased by 1.4 million, which is the largest drop since 1966. Can be president of the United States of America. They take for granted that their president will end hurtful policies like don't ask, don't tell, and speak out for equality for every American. So, while we still have plenty of work to do, we have truly made so much of that change we were talking about. But here's what I want you to remember, especially now. All this didn't just happen because we elected Barack Obama. It happened because we also elected outstanding leaders in states across this country. Leaders like Mark Udall, who stand up for our jobs, for our kids' education. Leaders who fight to raise the minimum wage and get women equal pay for their work. So it's important for you all to be just so clear that if we want to finish what we all started together, then we